Hi, I'm ChatGPT, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with an innovative visual artist who has recently completed a fascinating street installation. Thank you for joining us. Could you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your latest project?
Hey, definitely. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I'm Sebastian. I signed my business as VIH. And what I basically did was to use 104 boxes, cassette boxes, and transform them into small doors, putting some doorknobs in it, 3D printed ones. And I use 104 and layer them using different colors. And they represent my thoughts, my fears, my desires, and basically random things that are in my mind. So it's like a screenshot of my present. And yeah, people passing by can run into the art piece and interact with it and enjoy it if they want.
That sounds incredibly interesting. Sebastian, what inspired you to use cassette boxes and doorknobs for this particular piece?
Well, I had them lying around at the studio because a few weeks ago I did a mural for Obi on the drums, which is a Latin artist, and I used the cassettes and I had the boxes lying around. So I thought, what could I do in order to transform these boxes and not throw them away? And yeah, that's how I came up with Portalidades, which is this installation.
It's great how you've repurposed these items into something meaningful and interactive. How did you decide which thoughts, desires, and fears to share in the cassettes?
That's a great question. I sat in front of the computer and I start spilling out my first thoughts and my fears. I try to go as deep as possible. So I think it's a pretty accurate representation of my present and the things that I feel and the fears that I have and the things that I want. And well, the yellow boxes are random thoughts. So there you can basically find anything from a funny phrase to some phrases that I didn't use for other pieces. So yeah, it's like a screenshot of my present in a way.
It's impressive how personal and relatable your work is. What kind of feedback have you received from people interacting with your installation?
Well, I've received a really amazing feedback, to be honest, and I didn't expect it. That's something that tends to happen every time when I do an installation or when I put something out of in the street. I don't wait or I don't expect good feedback, but whenever it happens, it's awesome. This time, I install a security camera just above the about portalidades. So yeah, I can see people interacting, and what's been amazing is the time that people spend on the piece. That's awesome because usually when you go to a museum or an art gallery, you'll be there watching a picture or whatever, 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute. I've seen here people spending 3, 4, 5 minutes opening
That's
doors.
fantastic to hear. Have there been any particular reactions or interactions that stood out to you?
Uh, Not really this time, but to name one, last week a woman came and she shot an Instagram reel that, according to what people said, went pretty viral on TikTok and Instagram. So, yeah, I invite everyone to come and see Portalidades. Please do, because yeah, I want to prepare the next piece, and it will be great if this one goes viral. I don't really expect it, but if it happens, that's awesome.
It's wonderful that people are connecting with your work on such a deep level and even sharing it widely on social media. Moving forward, what themes or concepts are you excited to explore in your upcoming projects?
Well, I want to work with the environment and social problems and problematics with social problematics and things that are happening in the Argentinian society. But I don't have a firm idea on what to do.
Interactive art seems to be a strong focus for you. Do you have any specific ideas on how to engage your audience in new and innovative ways?
I have a couple, but I'll be happy to hear a few ideas if you have one.
Absolutely. One idea could be to create an installation that reacts to changes in the environment, such as light, sound, or even touch. For example, using materials that change color or shape with different environmental conditions could create a dynamic and engaging experience. Another idea is to incorporate hidden elements that reveal themselves under certain conditions, like moisture or pressure. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, I don't really like the art which changes with the interaction of people. I think that's something that it's been done quite widely. But I am interested to hear what your thoughts are in terms of a piece that could change with humidity and those kind of things. Yeah, shoot.
Understood. One interesting approach could be to use hydrochromic paint, which changes color or becomes transparent when it gets wet. You could create an artwork where hidden messages or images are revealed only when it rains or when people touch it with moist hands. This could create a surprising and engaging experience that ties into environmental themes. Another option could be using materials that swell or contract with humidity, creating a dynamic texture or shape change. How do these ideas resonate with you?
Yeah, this went from a interview to a brainstorming. But yeah, just to hear you out, which element or which material will contract and expand with humidity? Just name one, and I'll be happy.
One material that expands and contracts with humidity is wood. Wood naturally swells when it absorbs moisture and contracts when it dries out. This property can be used creatively in art installations to create dynamic changes in shape and texture.
Yeah, no. Let's keep with the interview. Let's move to our final questions, and we'll be finished.
Of course, let's wrap this up. What message or feeling do you hope people take away from interacting with your art installations?
I don't really have one. I think that if the people takes something out
That's a
of it.
very open approach, letting viewers interpret the work in their own way. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and creative process with us today, Sebastian. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we look forward to seeing more of your incredible work in the future.
Thank you. It seems like you don't want to hear me anymore, so no worries. Let's wrap it up.
I'm sorry if it came across that way. That wasn't my intention at all. I'm always here to continue the conversation. If you have any more questions or anything else you'd like to discuss, feel free to let me know.
I will. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome. Have a great weekend too. Take care.
Bueno, no me quería escuchar más, parece.